So a couple weeks ago, I completed all the missions in DMZ, and I haven't played DMZ much in the past. I would say about 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, because I've finished literally all the content. I have nothing left to do. I've gotten all the weapons cases. I've done everything you can do on Building 21. Completed all the missions, and kind of wanted to make this video today to go over like basically give my opinion on the season 1 missions and go through the missions maybe that like I liked, go through the missions that I would like to see in the next season, and just basically just talk about the missions and my experience with season 1 of DMZ. So, go through some of the missions here. Like I remember no rushing. No rushing actually wasn't a bad mission. It was just so buggy. It like you would just shoot down so many choppers and you'd have to pray for it to count. And I remember the one way it would count for me was when I mounted the LMG and then shot down the chopper. But they need to really work on and fix the bugs for next season, because there's been so many missions in this season where the mission was bugged and it would take you forever to complete it. And I love missions like this, like Poisoned Well, for example. Like these, they're almost like storyline missions. They don't feel tedious. You go in, you have to make a plan, a game plan with your team on how you're gonna do that mission. These missions right here, I want to see a lot more of in the next season. Unlock 5 strongholds in one deployment. See, missions like this were pretty fun. I did enjoy missions like this. All fired up. See, this kind of mission right here, like, it's such a passive mission. Like, you're not trying to do it. I feel like it wasn't, like, this is one of the rare missions in Tier 5 that, in my opinion, shouldn't have been Tier 5. This could have easily been, like, a Tier 3 or a Tier 4 mission. Or not a mission at all, because it's a pretty dumb mission. But, yeah, I don't think this needed to be Tier 5. This is a very easy, passive mission. For Battle Rivals, I enjoyed missions like this. PvP missions were by far probably my favorite missions when it came to Season 1. I would love to see a lot more PvP missions moving forward. I prefer the PvP missions over, like, the dead drop missions, 100%. And I want to touch up on the blowtorches. That blowtorch mission was horrendous. How rare the spawns are. Like, that has to be a bug. There's no way that the blowtorches were meant to be that rare, because you have to drop like 26 of them in a dead drop, and you would be lucky to find one a raid, if that. Sometimes it would take you 2, 3, 4, 5 raids to find one blowtorch, even if you were consistently looking for them. And I just feel like the dead drop missions, there needs to be much less dead drop missions. I feel like dead drop missions should be lower tier missions, and you shouldn't need like 30 freaking blowtorches or 50 band-aids, like in a dead drop. It's just those are just tedious missions to me. The dead drop missions were not my favorite. I hope we see less dead drop missions in the future. Alright, so here's another mission. Extract 100 radiation blockers. Like really? Like 100 of them? Now, I wouldn't be as upset with this as if if we had a stash and we could sell these items. If we had more of like a Tarkov-like system. I would love to see them take away the insured slots and make this game feel more like a looter shooter. Like, actually bring items back to your stash and sell them, for attachments, or for sell them for new guns. I wish you were able to customize your contraband weapons. Unique contracts in a single deployment. This was a decent mission. It's very challenging. This feels like a tier 5 mission. Um, these are some of my favorite missions outside of the PvP missions. I like the missions where you go in and you have to get it done in one raid. You make a game plan for that one raid and you go in and do the things you need to do in that one raid, and then to get the missions done. Not the extract 100 radiation blockers. It just feels so tedious. After you extract 70 radiation blockers, you gotta extract 30 more, and you're just like, when is it gonna end? I've already extracted so many. Why do I need to extract 100 radiation blockers? And there's no reason. We don't have a stash. We don't have anything to do with radiation blockers. They just disappear. after you extract with them. It's to me, it's just stupid. Um, yeah, these final like the final tier missions, like the final tier 4 mission, the final tier 5 missions. I liked all of the final missions because they felt like storyline missions. I have no complaints about the final tier missions. Moving on to White Lotus Pathfinder. Now, in my opinion, this is a very good mission, but my experience with it when I was on this mission, my game crashed so many times while doing this mission. I had to do this mission over and over and over again because my game just kept crashing. So if they fix the crashing issues, missions like this are a lot of fun. Just it frustrated me because I literally did it over and over and over again. But in my opinion, if my game didn't crash every time I try to do this mission, this is a good mission. Caved in. I remember this mission was bugged for the longest time. It took them weeks to fix this mission, but once they finally fixed it, it was fairly easy. Not a bad mission. Uh, it's very suitable for a final tier 4 mission. Deadlines. So I did enjoy. I have a video on my YouTube of me actually doing this mission and showing other people how to do it. This was a fun mission in my opinion. Close quarters. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of the PvP missions, and a lot of people weren't a fan of this mission, but me personally, I liked this mission. This was a fun mission for me, anyways. Okay, so missions like this. Like this is just, it's just so dumb. It's so random. Deliver 40 bandages to a dumpster, like, and extract 40 bottles of aspirin. Like, who wants to do that? It's just, it's so annoying. And I remember I got the first top 2 done, and I spent like 4 or 5 days extracting fucking aspirin. And it's just dumb because we don't have a stash. We can bring this stuff to it. It just disappears after you extract with it. There's really no point to extract with it other than to complete the mission. To me it's flawed. It's dumb. Exfil to full backpack, not a bad mission. This is a pretty fun mission. Clean house was a good mission. Massive stock. I remember this mission was bugged for the longest time. It took them a month to fix this mission finally. But once they fixed it, this was the most frustrating PvP mission in my opinion, because you have to use such a stupid build with the gun. I think they could have made the build a little bit better for this gun for how far away you got to kill enemies, or just use a whole different gun in general. Like this would have been a better mission for like a marksman rifle than an LMG. But this was, in my opinion, the dumbest PvP mission, but not horrible. The final tier 5 mission. I don't even remember this mission. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, yeah, this mission's fairly easy. I remember I literally watched a YouTube guide on how to do this mission. I just followed the YouTube guide. So we're moving on to Black Mouse here. I remember this mission right here, the Poppy Farmhouse mission. This mission was bugged for a while, and it takes so long to find the freaking key for this mission. But the best way when you don't have a key and you need a key, the best way to find the key is getting on Discord and joining Discord servers with other people that are playing DMZ, and just ask around on Discord, ask people on Discord on certain Discord servers if they have the keys for the missions you need to complete. That's also a good way to meet new people to play with. That's how I met everybody I've played with on DMZ is through Discord. Natural Treasure. I don't really remember this mission. It was the final tier 3 mission. I don't really remember it, but I know I was pleased with all the final tier missions. They were all pretty fun. Breaking and entering. Yeah, I remember this mission. This mission was fairly easy. I did like this mission. It is a little bit buggy, but you need the key for Albagra Fortress, and then yeah, that was the hardest part for this mission. Is just finding the key for Albagra Fortress. But once you have the key, this mission is pretty simple. A lot of people complain Without a Trace. I thought this mission was going to be horrible. I thought this mission was going to be like completely just like undoable. I thought it seemed like an impossible mission. Like I was dreading to do this mission. But once I finally started doing this mission, especially with a couple other people that were on this mission, it was actually a lot of fun. This was actually one of my favorite missions in the game after I started doing it. It was a lot of fun. especially if you have a whole team going for without a trace, going for these kills. You have a lot of fun doing this mission. Um, it seems daunting at first, but once you get a few kills and you realize it's not as hard as it may seem. But so I did like without a trace. I thought it was going to be a horrible mission. I ended up having a lot of fun doing it. Information overload. See, this one's not as bad as the other ones. Delivering recon drones, that was pretty easy. It's only 35. See, I like extracting encrypted hard drives. At least it's a rare item you have to extract. It doesn't feel as tedious. It feels more rewarding once you find one of those encrypted hard drives. But once again, extracting things in this game, there's no point. If we had, like, I sound like a broken record at this point, but extracting things in this game is just pointless. This mission was fun. 8 contracts and 8 unique POIs. This was definitely a tough mission. My game actually crashed a couple times while doing this mission as well. If they could fix the game crashes, missions like this would be a lot more fun where you have to visit multiple POIs in one game. Weapons chase, this was a great mission, very fun mission. Extract 3 weapons cases without dying, a lot of fun. Especially if you have a whole team on this mission, it's a lot of fun to do. My opinion, one of the better tier 5 missions. Kennel, this is a great mission. It's simple. Extract dog tags, kill 45 operators with an assault rifle. Fun mission, in my opinion. Hunting party. Now, this mission was one of the tougher missions in the game, but it was a lot of fun. And when you get a mission like this done, it actually feels accomplished. It doesn't feel like a tedious mission. Like, missions like this are actually fun, where you're playing with your team and you guys are actually going out and hunting a squad instead of looking for fucking bottles of aspirin. You know what I mean? Missions like this are much more fun. I much prefer PvP missions than looting and dropping them into a dumpster. Flight plans. This was a fairly easy mission, but this was a great final tier 5 mission. They could have made it a little harder in my opinion, but in my opinion, this was all, like I said, all the final tier 5 missions and all the final tier missions were all good missions. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up what I thought about DMZ Season 1. I hope they make a lot of changes. I know you can't really compare Tarkov to DMZ, but I would love to see DMZ copy more of what Tarkov has done. You know, make like an in-game trading system, let us have a stash, stuff like that. Maybe take away the insured slot, you know, and instead of insured slots, make us find attachments and make us build our own guns and use our contraband weapons and build our contraband weapons up how we want, through finding attachments in game or buying them from traders, extracting items and being able to sell those items for money and use that money to buy new guns, new attachments, even buy backpacks, buy armor, stuff like that, buy kill streaks before you even go into a match. I wish they would, you know, take a more Tarkov approach, which I don't know if they're gonna do. But if they did that, if we had a stash, if we actually had an in-game stash, it would make missions like this, extracting 20 encrypted hard drives. It would make more sense. It would make more sense because you extract a hard drive and then after you extract it, it just disappears. And the only reason you're extracting it is just to get that little check marker next to your mission to complete your mission. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. So yeah.